M16? Check. Suppressor? Check. Rapid fire? Check. A certain sense that this is all going to get tits up? Yeah, check. I've got all that. Okay, now I think I hear somebody over here, so if I just take it steady and... Shh. Yep, there we go. Oh. Okay, well, I guess we couldn't have expected any less, really, could we? I mean, after all, this is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 free-for-all. And you're going to encounter these little sods hiding in corners, cowering, scared like little boys who are petrified when their father's going to come in raging at them. Never mind. We'll see how we get on with this noisy little toy I've got here. How we doing, TwixtStation? My name's Manic Miner, and for those of you who know me, it's good to see you again. For those of you who don't, I think we're going to get along just fine. You see, I've been lucky enough to be given the Tuesday slot, as is why this game is now playing here. Because basically what's happened is, and for those of you who don't know, this is the situation. TwixtStation is a channel that was created by 6 other YouTubers, and thankfully one day I was sitting there and I got this call and I sat in a discussion and was offered a chance to be number 7. And for that I am completely and eternally grateful, because I personally think this is going to be something quite big. And the fact of the matter is, I'm very pleased to say that already we've got over 40 subscribers and we've only been going a couple of days. So that's awesome, and it's nice to see we've got a little network of support surrounding us already. So thanks for that, guys. It's all good. And things can only get better, I'm sure. So, here's how it's going to work. This is the program. 7 directors, 7 days of the week. Every day of the week, one director gets to produce a gameplay. That can be any gameplay of his choice, or specifically surrounding a certain genre that is wished to choose. There really is no sort of cap on what to be done. Now I am kind of hoping, because with my channel I've specifically posted nothing but Modern Warfare 3 in the Call of Duty series, and I'm hoping with this that the reaction is I'm going to be able to post a little bit more of something else. And I do believe the unfortunate thing is that people are missing a bit of a trick. You see, if this is the first game that you've played and you've never really touched on any of the previous titles, maybe because you've heard such negative things about them, I don't know, then you're unfortunately missing out on something great. You see, it would be a pleasure for me to post some Modern Warfare 2, or even some Black Ops, because those games, even though they got such bad press, I think after this game now people are kind of looking back and saying, do you know what, it wasn't all that bad. I mean, for the sake of argument, I'm using the M16 now. In Black Ops it was the first game they took out stopping power, which was a perk that was added in the previous titles. They decided to get rid of it. It was the first move they made. Now that made the hit detection quite serious on a lot of guns, but with the M16, with a silencer on in particular, for some reason it still seemed to do a bit of a job, and I wouldn't put it any less in spec than this gun here now. But I don't know, that's just my own opinion. See, I can't stay mad at this gun. Me personally, I've always been a fan of the 3 burst shot automatic weapons, the Type 95, even though it's widely regarded as a complete noob gun. The M16 on previous Call of Duties, loved them. Even in Call of Duty 4, so many cups of coffee must have got knocked out the way because of people getting shot by that gun. However, for me it was a comfort gun. I loved it. I just loved the sound of the 3 burst, like a silent train simmering past. See, I think personally that's the beauty with this gun. See, even with a silenced ACR, as much as that gun is awesome, when you're firing it at somebody and you want to keep on the down low, they've still got a constant noise pattern to follow, and that's all they need to do is follow the noise vapours. Whereas with this, because there's a little gap in between each burst shot, it makes it harder for the noise horse to follow, and that's what I love about it. But I can honestly suggest, if you're going to give yourself a challenge of the day, let it be this, and you might be shocked, you might like it. Put on the M16A4, put on a suppressor, put on some rapid fire, and go for your life. You see, the thing is, for those of you who do love the Type 95, it's very frowned upon to use it. And the only way I can use it in an example is, if you take the Type 95 and the M16 and imagine them as 2 brothers in real life. One of the brothers is a sibling who's gifted musically. He can play Beethoven's 3rd Concerto or whatever it is in D minor and reduce a room of people to tears. Whereas the other brother would rather just sit and read his books. So the family decide to take him to the local community hall so they can parade his skill in front of the whole town. The only problem is once he starts playing he gets a bit overzealous and excited and overpowered and starts destroying the place, taking the guitars and smashing the drum kits and just wreaking general havoc. Now, if you take the M16 as the younger brother, when the family return from this disastrous concert, They sit there and all of a sudden they hear in the bedroom this beautiful warm sound that sounds like a dozen angels all got together and started tickling the ivories. So they go, they take him, quickly rush him back to the community, sit him down, and as a means of apology start playing him in front of the community. And it goes rather well. It's a people pleaser. He goes under the radar and doesn't piss people off. The community seem reasonably happy that he's a part of it, and there's no cause for anybody to kick up a stink. That's like the M16. You can take it into a battle, you can rape if you use it well. People don't really get to say too much about it. It's just a small recommendation, guys. However, be warned, you will find there will be a hell of a lot of hit detection to deal with, so just be prepared for that. Now, I know a lot of you might say that the reason why there's so much hit detection in this game is because I've put a suppressor on. Well, don't believe the hype. Anybody who tells you that the suppressor weakens a gun is talking out of their backside. See, what the suppressor does do, and I'm sure we all know this by now, is that it takes a lot of the range away. And that's absolutely fine, because when you look at a map like this, you don't really need that range. So I suggest you put the suppressor on because it takes you off the radar. I also think the other advantage is that it stops the visual kick. Now, even though in this gun I don't think it makes much of a difference with the kick, because it will kick how it will kick and that is it. There's not much you can change about it. But that does sort of bring me on to my other point about it. You see, I think attachments is the proficiency you want to go for over any other. And I'll explain why. You see, think about it. If you put kick on, you're wasting a proficiency. It makes no difference whatsoever. Focus. Okay, so you get reduced flinch when being shot. With this gun it doesn't matter. If you're actually going mano a mano with somebody else with a better gun, you're dead, and that's it. Unless it's from a distance and you can be clever enough to use the 5 Ds. Dodge, dip, duck, dive and dodge. Yeah. And anything else sort of goes with it. Now, I personally wanted to put rapid fire on because I wanted that extra beef added to the gun. That's the beauty of this gun. You can play around with it as much as you want. But I think it's nice just to change it up and try something different. If you are an avid submachine gun user, just take it off for a bit. Try something like this. Yes, it probably will affect your kill-death ratio. Yes, it probably will affect your mood that day. But at the same time, once you get used to it, you'll have a good laugh. And you'll be glad you did, I'm pretty sure. And the great thing about it is there's nothing they can say about it. Because as far as anybody have made it, this has potentially been created as the worst gun in any Call of Duty series. And that's fine. Use it correctly and it can be to your advantage. But like I say, it does have its pitfalls and it can be a little bit painful at times. But then again, I suppose I'm partial to a little bit of pain. Which reminds me, I really must renew my membership at the S&M Club. Yes, I better get on that now. Okay, cheers guys, thanks for watching. Remember guys, link to my channel will be in the description. If you enjoy what I do, then come along. You might find you like it there.